Colonel Bree, friend, I am heartbroken and devastated by this ruling. I, it's hard for me to understand why something like this is happening in our country to brave warriors like yourself and so many others who have served with distinction, with courage, and with honor. I don't have words to truly express what I'm feeling right now. Earlier today, when I first found out, my words were only tears. I had to call off from work because I just wasn't even capable of doing anything. I felt, I just felt, I don't know, petrified and this feeling that it's hard to recognize my country anymore. I've served in the military for 9.5 years, 6 years in the regular army, 3 years as an enlisted person, 3 years as an army officer, and then in the active reserves. And I never once thought that something like this could happen. When President Obama, President of the United States, cleared the way after an exhaustive research into whether trans people should serve with the help of organizations like Sparta, they cleared the way because they knew that trans people would only support and add to the mission of the military, not detract from it. And I was so happy, but was cautious in my thoughts and in my feelings because I always wondered what would happen if the next president came on. Could they change the policy? Harry Truman desegregated the military through an executive order. Does that mean that the next president could have segregated the military again? Since that was an executive order, does that mean that a president today could segregate the military? I mean, I don't know what this means. You're telling someone who is fit and healthy and ready to serve their country that you can't serve? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I just don't. I've been around a long time. I'm not too far from the Big 7-0. And for the first time in my life, it's hard to recognize this country. And grant you, I wasn't living in the South during Jim Crow in the late 50s or 60s before the civil rights legislation. I was living in the East, so it didn't really impact me then, but every war African Americans have served, every war, from the Revolutionary War on. But what they're saying is that a transgender person who is fit, who is courageous, who is physically capable to serve, that they can't serve, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't want to go on. I just want to say that I'm so sorry about this. I just feel so terrible about this. Um, of course, I'm thinking of you and those who have served for a long time, but and have given their lives for their country. I'm thinking about that Spec 4, that Specialist 4 in the Army, who's been in about a year and a half, and he has another year and a half to go before he's Army discharged, and he's served well, and he's a young person, 20, 21 years old, and the military is going to tell him or her, you have to leave because of what? Or that E5 was just promoted to NCO, and if he's in the Army, he's a squad leader or whatever he is, and having his first taste of leadership, and she plans on making this a career and doing very well, and the military saying, no, you got to go. Or all those veterans that fought in our latest wars of Afghanistan and Iraq, who have fought and served with distinction, and are ready to make the military their career, the military that they love and they sacrificed their life for. And you're going to say, well, no, you got to go. We don't care how many medals you were awarded. We don't care how many letters of commendation you have. We don't care that you're a vital part of this organization. Just because you're transgender, you have to go. So what does that mean? Just go back in the closet? It makes no sense. And I guess I'm sad, but I'm angry. I'm very angry. Because this is Jim Crow revisited. That's all this is. During Reconstruction after slavery, African Americans had freedom that they could never realize before. They were the first African American senators and congressmen and mayors, I think even governor maybe. But they had held all these high offices during that period of Reconstruction. But then when Jim Crow happened, they found a way of taking it all from them. And then you went 78, whatever, many years of black people not having rights. This is Jim Crow. This is Jim Crow revisited. That's exactly what this is. And no one from the administration can argue out of that. And neither can the Supreme Court, full of people who are aligned with the philosophy of this administration, I'm assuming, because they're all picked, a lot of them were picked by this president. So, that's all I have to say. I'm so sorry. This is wrong. I don't know what the next step is. They're going to kick everybody out, and then if the appeals court sees things in a different direction, that what the administration is doing is wrong, but the people were kicked out already. So what? Then they're going to wait to see if the Supreme Court even takes it up again, and how long will that be? I mean, this term is, they usually make all their decisions in June. Something going to happen that quick? Or people who have to leave now are going to be out for like a year. And if the Supreme Court takes it up and approves people to serve, will they be able to come back in at their same rank? I mean, this disruption it's bizarre, and it's unnecessary. And this Supreme Court did this purposefully, because it's hard to believe they don't have some kind of wink-wink with the administration. It's hard to believe that, because none of it makes sense. Doesn't make any sense. But I'm just so sorry. I just wanted to share how sorry I am, and my love for you and all in uniform who are serving their country. And this should not be happening. And I'm so sorry.